Hello guys, and welcome back to another Premier League predictions video on the channel. Today we are returning with match day 1 of the brand new season of our Premier League predictions. Now if this is a new video to you, didn't catch any of last season's predictions, I'll quickly sort of run you through how this works. So I am part of a predictions league website, as you can see on screen here. So there's around 22 people in the league, and effectively you predict the scores of all the fixtures. This is match day 38 of last season, and you get 1 point for a correct result and 3 points for the correct scoreline. You also get one joker game, a fixture where you can get double points. So for example, if we take this one here, this person had 2-1 Manchester United Fulham on the final day as their joker, so they got 3 points for the correct result. That gets doubled to 6, which is the highest you can get for an individual fixture. So we will be predicting all 38 match days of the Premier League season. As you can see here, last year we finished in 9th place, so just inside the top 10, 295 points in total, 35 correct score lines and 148 correct results. So it was a pretty average season for us last year. If you guys did watch the weekly videos, then you will know that we started off horrifically and we really pulled it out of the bag after the World Cup in the second half of the season. But of course we are going to be doing the same this year for the upcoming 2023-24 season. So let's jump into match day 1's predictions. I'm excited, it's a brand new season. So here we will run through our predictions for match day 1. Of course it's always difficult when the new season comes around because you're never really sure how well each team is going to do until they've played sort of 5 or 6 games and you've got a bit of form to go off. It does make it quite difficult. But starting off with game 1, it is the Premier League opener between Vincent Kompany's Burnley and Pep's Manchester City, and I've gone for Manchester City to win, which won't be a surprise to anyone, although I do think Burnley will score. So I've gone for a 3-1 victory to Manchester City to kick off the campaign. Game 2 sees last season's runners-up Arsenal take on Nottingham Forest at home, and I've gone for Arsenal to pick up a 2-1 victory. Forest last season were very good at home, but away from home they really struggled. I think they shipped 5 at the Emirates last year, but I do expect them to be better this year on the road, second season in the Prem. So I've gone for Arsenal to win, but just narrowly by 2-1. And then in game 3, this was a really difficult one to predict for me, Bournemouth against West Ham United. But I've gone for the same scoreline, which is a 2-1 home victory for Bournemouth. I think West Ham obviously have lost Declan Rice. Their midfield is pretty weak at the moment. They've not replaced Rice with anyone. Seems like they're having some difficulty in the market. And I think in the Premier League, midfield is such an important position. Bournemouth have recruited well, in my opinion. They've now got Iraola in as manager. So I think they might win opening day of the season at home on the south coast. I've gone for them to win by 2-1. Next up we have another of the newly promoted sides, Luton Town. Tough start for them travelling to the Seagulls at the Amex, and I've gone for Brighton to win by 2-0. Of course Luton will have that kind of bounce of being in the Premier League, but Brighton are a very good side, play very good football under De Zerbi, and I've gone for them to pick up a relatively comfortable 2-0 victory. Game 5 sees Everton facing off against Fulham. Of course Everton, the side that I have predicted to go down this year, potentially quite a bold shout, but I've actually gone for them to lose on the opening day to Fulham by 3-1. There wasn't really any logic in this, I just sort of went for it as a bit of an outside shot. Next up, it's the final of the newly promoted sides, Sheffield United hosting Crystal Palace. They are at home, so they could potentially have, you know, the home crowd behind them. We quite often see newly promoted sides winning on the opening day, but I've actually gone for Palace to win this one by 2-0. They were very good at the end of last year under Roy Hodgson, and I think they're going to have a good season this year, so I've gone for them to make good strides on match day 1 with a 2-0 victory. And then the final day of Saturday's fixtures, another tough one to predict between two sides who were very, very good last year, Newcastle and Aston Villa. And I said in my predictions video that was out yesterday that I think Newcastle will be competitive again this year, but I don't think they will make the top 4 as they did last year. And for Aston Villa, I think they've done really well in the transfer market. Great manager in Unai Emery. So I've actually gone for a 1-apiece scoreline at St James's Park. And then moving on into Super Sunday, starting off with a London derby between Brentford and Tottenham. Again, I've gone for a 1-1 draw. I think Brentford are very tough to play at the G-Tech Stadium, and although they will have no Ivan Toney, there's still a lot of uncertainty around Spurs and what their strongest lineup is, so I think they might struggle a little bit at the start of the year as Postecoglou as he starts to piece together the puzzle at Tottenham. So I've gone for a 1-1 draw in that one as well. And then game 9, the big fixture of Sunday, Chelsea against Liverpool. On this occasion, I've gone for my boys to bring it home. This may be wishful thinking, as I've predicted Liverpool to have a really good year this year, but I've actually gone for Chelsea to win it by 2-1. A lot of change around both clubs this summer, but I think Pochettino may get off to a winning start in his first game as Chelsea manager, and that will really lift the crowd and the Chelsea fans to get behind him. As I say, maybe wishful thinking, but I've gone for a 2-1 victory for Chelsea. And then the final game of the fixture is a Monday night, which sees Manchester United hosting Wolves at Old Trafford. And myself, alongside a lot of people, have predicted Wolves struggle this year, so I have gone for a 2-0 Manchester United victory, and this is also my joker game as well. It was a bit of a go-to for me last year whenever United were at home to a sort of bottom half a mid-table side, so I've gone for this as my joker. It was a tough one to predict for match day 1 what to put as the joker game, as like I said at the beginning, you don't really have anything to go off of. So I've gone for Manchester United to win, although they did lose at home to Brighton in match day 1 of last year at Old Trafford, so I'm hoping we won't see a repeat scenario. But that is our predictions for match day 1, guys. Let me know if you would make any adjustments to any of the 10 fixtures yourselves down in the comments. As I mentioned, we will be doing this for all 38 fixtures this season, and next week when we come out with fixture 2, we will quickly review this week's fixtures to see how we got on and how we are currently sitting on the league table, which I showed you earlier. So it's nice for you guys to kind of follow and see how we're doing, and let me know what you would change with the predictions. But that will do it for today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll catch you for fixture 2 next week. Peace.